Hey guys, Coach Becca here, and welcome to my total body functional training session. Today you'll need a tennis ball or a TheraBall or lacrosse ball, a TheraBand or ankle weight, a light to moderate dumbbell, just one, and a foam roller. So you can adapt a few things, but we kind of are going to stick to using each of this equipment one at a time, starting with the ball. So if you don't have one of those things, you can just skip that section if you need to, or adapt. 20 seconds just to roll out the feet. Make sure you get the heel pad, the arch, and the forefoot, just kind of rolling the foot out. This is a great session to do before a key workout, or after, or on a recovery day, or on a big day. You can switch feet here. I'm choosing this one as part of my recovery day. This is going to start off all my recovery sessions. So just excited to have you with me. So thanks for joining. Let's make sure the feet feel good. As usual, I kind of like to start at the bottom and work my way up the body and just really rejuvenate today. Rejuvenate and strengthen and increase resilience. Okay, grab the ball, and I'm just showing you from the side here. You just want to keep the elbow right at the rib cage, and we're just going to rotate outwards while keeping a 90-degree angle at the elbow, okay? One fun tip, you don't have to use a towel, but just to kind of maintain discipline and all that, it's kind of fun to squeeze a towel between the elbow and the rib cage. So about 8 to 12 of these. You should feel it sort of right behind the armpit if I had to locate an area. But it's for shoulders. So I guess we went from the bottom right to the top on this set, as I just said. So here we go. On the other side, again, you can see you don't have to use a towel. Especially when I'm a little tired, everyone, even if you're the hardest working person, your body finds ways to cheat. So there we go. Just kind of breathe with it. Obviously, the core is going to be a little bit more engaged if you have that towel to keep you disciplined, so I'll take that. Nice smooth tempo today. We're not doing any power speed work, so everything's just a 2-2 count for the most part. Or you could use your breath to time every repetition. You'll also notice I'm barefoot today. A lot of my workouts I prefer to be barefoot, and I invite you to do the same. All right, another shoulder one. Just take that ball shoulder cars, raise the arm straight up, rotate back at the top. So you're just changing the direction of the ball, and we're fully focused on the shoulder. We're going to do 5 of these. I like to inhale, rotate the palm, and then exhale. Inhale, rotate the palm back, and exhale. So try to avoid rotating your entire torso here. That's why I have the palm right there. Just because it's not really a spine exercise, it's all in the shoulders, and it's really tempting to kind of rotate and wiggle out of that. But, make your shoulder do the work. We're calling it mobility, but it really could be called shoulder joint strength training. You know what I mean? So don't undercut the importance and the discipline required for true mobility and joint strength training. Okay, switching sides here. Again, isolate that shoulder. Inhale, rotate. Sorry, it's cut off there at the top. And then exhale. Just think maximum rotation, and everyone's going to have a little catch, right? Especially right about here. There's always that little catch. And as a swimmer, it's just an important range of motion to maintain fluidity in. If you're not a swimmer, it's important because a lot of people tend to just get injured doing rotational things in the torso and shoulders, and that's how, we suffer chronic injuries later in life. So take care of your body. You don't necessarily have to be using a ball on this either. It just adds a little kind of weight to it. So if you're brand new to it, you could obviously choose to have done these without a ball. But all right, very nice. We are done with the ball, and now we're going to move into a nice foam roll session on the lower body. So kind of back to the legs here. I'll kind of run through a demo if you've never foam rolled before. You do need a foam roller for this. You really can't get around it using anything else. So like I was pointing to there, we're going to start at the ankles. Okay, and you want to have enough space here to get all the way up behind the knees. So that covers the origin, insertion, and muscle belly of the calf, and that's what we want to hit. So right here, I'm just going to really give one side some extra love. So by doing it on one leg, which I'll do here in a second, you just kind of use a little bit more body weight. You can really see me getting that ankle area. That's where the calf kind of tucks down, and you can probably feel that. And then at the top of the knee as well. So here's what it looks like with just one leg. You can kind of use the other leg to help you roll back and forth. Kind of rotating my foot outwards and then inwards just to hit. Your calf has two kind of bellies, or two major heads is one way to call it. And it's kind of nice to give each side its attention. So make sure you get both sides here, and again, rotate the foot to the outside to hit one part of your calf, and then inside to hit the other part. And we're gonna take it up to the hamstrings now. So just, we'll kind of do the same thing where we do both legs at once. So starting at the knee and going up to right underneath the bum, and just using your arms and kind of your hips to roll yourself back and forth. It's really a giant rolling pin, so try not to overthink it. And if you're saying to yourself, oh, this doesn't really feel great, you're probably doing it right then. So it's a form of myofascial release. It's a fancy way of saying it just kind of breaks up some of that junk that's built up. Here's what it looks like on one leg. So again, using the leg you're not working on to kind of roll back and forth. So if it just feels a little uncomfortable, it's just like how a good stretch would feel if you're really sore, sort of how foam rolling feels. So just get that blood flow moving, get things grooving. Make sure you're getting both sides if you've opted to try the single leg variation, using your body weight to kind of apply a little more pressure. And we'll just finish out by getting the quads and hip flexors a little bit. So we're gonna start at the knees and roll into the hips and just kind of focus on trigger points. So whatever feels sore, tight, spend a little more time there. So just starting at the hips and rolling yourself back. It's never graceful, but that's okay. It's one bonus of training at home, if you're training at home like I am. And you can just see how I roll my body weight onto one side and just sort of roll back and forth, focusing on that hip. You can kind of use the other knee to kind of dig in there, but there's really not a ton of wrong ways to use a foam roller, if I'm being honest, because as long as you're, kind of rolling it up and down the body, kind of like this, really I'm just laying on it and rocking back and forth, then you're doing it just fine. So give yourself a little confidence there and pat on the back if that was something brand new for you. All right, we're gonna use the foam roller for some stability training now. So you're just gonna brace the foam roller between your flexed foot and the same, the palm on the same side. Knit your core together, and we're just gonna do about 8 to 10 single leg reaches here. Just hinging at the hip and standing up. Now, if you're at a more beginner level and you're not quite to this point, go ahead and just use the foam roller as something to place your hand onto, and kind of balance from there if you need to. I'll show you from the front, but I'll warn you, I do lose my balance here, so everyone's human. There you go. So that's what it looks like from the front. Just continue on here. It's okay if you lose balance a couple times. I find usually, especially if I'm fatigued or really sore, that my mobility and stability and flexibility just are typically a little lower on the lower side. So let's switch sides here. This is a great exercise for stability in the ankles, knees, and hips, but it's also a good hip mobility and hip extension exercise. So I like to add the foam roller in for some variety, but if you've done any of my workouts before, you've probably seen some form of this movement, the single leg reach. As a runner, it's just a really important movement, I feel, to have stability on one leg, because when you run, you're on one leg 100% of the time. But those of you that walk or hike recreationally or whatever, this is a great exercise for y'all as well. All right, next we're gonna do a foam roller lunge to twist. So you're just gonna hold the foam roller straight out and kind of apply some pressure at the palms. Lunge back, rotate towards the front leg, and then switch sides. So you're always rotating 90 degrees towards the outside. And just kind of breathe evenly here. This is just kind of a good way to warm up the lower body and do a little light strength training, showing you from all the angles here, while also bringing in spine rotation, trunk rotation. So kind of getting some multiplanar movements in here. It's not super challenging, but like I said, if you're using this on a recovery day and your muscles are sore, you'll feel it. If you're using it as a warm-up, you're just going to kind of activate things here. So just use this as a little assessment. How's your body feeling today? Where are you tight? Where do you need a little attention and a little bit of love? There's no magic elixir, okay? We've got to take care of our bodies with prehab training like this, and stretching and hydration and proper nutrition and all good things. All right, you're gonna not see the foam roller. Sorry, it's cut off a little bit there, but foam roller right overhead. Feet are just outside the shoulders and toes slightly rotated out. We're just gonna do an overhead squat. If you've never done an overhead squat before, you don't have to use the foam roller, okay? So let's just do a set of about 10 here. Just try to keep that foam roller over the top of your head, or if you're going without the foam roller, keep your hands, kind of back, almost, I like to think, in line with my ears, okay? Dropping the hips down. This one's good for posture, hips, knees, kind of a bridge from upper body stability into lower body strength. I always find this one just kind of stretches things out really well for me, but it's a pretty challenging move, and if you're not ready for it, adapt. That's the name of the game. All right. Last one, I believe, with the foam roller. I get into it pretty quick, so I'll try to explain it quickly. Elbows brace the foam roller right where the knees are, and you're just applying pressure from the elbows to the one knee. Okay, so we're just gonna do about 10 dead bugs on the left side. Just, again, applying pressure, just keeping that foam roller pinned between the right knee and the two elbows. And this one's great for core stability, hip extension, coordination, nice deep core stability work. One of my favorite moves is the dead bug, and I do a lot of varieties of this one as well. You can obviously do this without the foam roller if you're brand new to a dead bug. It's a tough movement and requires coordination. All right, let's move to the right side now and just inhale and exhale with your movement, breathing out and breathing in. Nice work. Almost done here. Finish strong. Great work. All right, so now we're done with the foam roller. You can put that away, clear out your space a little bit. Gonna move over, grab the band, and we're gonna start with a banded glute bridge. Simple exercise that just feels really great. So go ahead and place the band around the knees. The knees are gonna be shoulder width apart, as you can see here. So in line with the hip bones. Lay flat on your back, palms on the ground, and we're just gonna do some glute bridges here. So all you're doing is pressing those hips up towards the ceiling, squeezing the glutes and core as you exhale. Inhale on the way back down. Feet can just stay firmly planted on the ground. Do a nice long endurance set here. So right around 15 is fine. Just a great way to have a low impact, lower body exercise that is pretty impossible to mess up. So if you're brand new to working out, all you've got to do is press the hips up and down off the floor, and you're doing it right. All right, nice job. Go ahead and stand up. Bring the band down around the ankles. If you need to press pause so you can get up and down and reorganize the band, that's fine. We're gonna keep the hips and knees slightly bent as we step out and then step in. Notice how I'm not stepping all the way in. I'm just gonna show you from the side so you can see the hips there. I'm keeping constant tension in the band. So it's a big step, little step, big step, little step. And we're gonna do about 30 of these. I recommend people doing 20 to 50, just kind of depending on how you feel. Great exercise for the glutes, nice lateral movement. If you're an endurance athlete like me, a lot of times we struggle to get that lateral training in. So just keeping all planes, the front to back, up and down plane, the side to side plane, and the rotational plane, all firing on all cylinders so we avoid injury. That's the plan. So you'll always see movements that incorporate that. And yeah, very good. That's my little speech for the day, I suppose. There's always one. Okay, you can do this without the band as well. So what we're gonna do is a banded march with the band at the arch if you're doing it with the band. Okay, so we're just gonna start on one side so you can get the hang of it. It's a little awkward, okay? So I'm still kind of feet under the shoulders here, and I'm just lifting my right leg up. See, this is what it looks like without the band, and driving the arms. So if you're one of those people where they've told you, you know, you swing your arms across your body or you do weird things in your gait, this is a good run specific or hike or walk specific drill that can help you be just more efficient. So you're just driving the opposite arm. I always say eye socket to hip pocket. So let's try the other side, get those arms going. Again, drive the knee, you know, try to keep things as linear as you're able to. Pump the arms. We're just gonna do one side at a time so you can kind of get a feel for things that might feel less awkward when we move to alternated. But again, you're working on your run mechanics. So great one to do in front of a mirror. And let's just take it right into alternating now. Eye socket, hip pocket on the arms, drive the knee, pull the heel to the butt, working those hip flexors and quads and balance and the arm drive. Great movement here. Good job, you guys. Awesome work. All right, you can ditch the band, and we're gonna finish with our final piece of equipment now, the light to moderate dumbbell. So on one leg, so just bend that leg back. You're just gonna bend and straighten the elbows. Okay, here's what it looks like from the front. Keep the elbows right there by the temples, so don't let those elbows fly out. We're just gonna bend and straighten the arms, okay? So great exercise for the back of the arms, the triceps. Gonna do about 12 per side here. Just exhale as you press up. Okay, let's switch legs. Again, you could choose to hold your leg in front too, like this. So you can do either way, knee up or leg back. Special shout out to husband, who is also my triathlon coach. So he's heavily involved in my training. He wanted to say hi. So shout out to Coach Elliott there. However, he will admit that I coach him when it comes to strength and rehab training. So we work together there. All right, plank row. So level 1 on the knees, the other arm straight. You're just gonna pull the weight up to the armpit. Level 2, we'll start our reps here. Full flat plank. I always tell the kids that I coach, I help with a swim team, that I should be able to serve coffee off of your back when you're doing a plank. So really flat, kind of picture a cup of fluid on your back and not losing it. So your hips aren't going up or down or wobbling as you get tired. This one's great for the arms and the core. Here is level 1 and here is level 2. Tight glutes, flat back, wide feet for good balance, pulling the weight up to the armpit. About 10 to 12 per side. Weight does not have to be heavy. Core stability and arms, very good. All right, and a rotation superset to end. So grab your weight, feet on the floor, leaning back. You're gonna touch the weight to the side. So it's gonna be a touch, touch, touch. We're gonna do 20 touches low, also known as a Russian twist. This is all about trunk rotation. So the more you lean back, the more you're gonna feel it. And the more you rotate, the more you're gonna feel it. So I don't really give a darn if your feet are up or down. That part gets too much attention in this exercise. It's about trunk rotation and core activation. All right, now we're gonna take it up high, reach and pull in. So working rotation now, just reaching up and over. Same thing, 20 reps total. And we're gonna be done after this, guys. So kind of burn it to win it here. Almost done. And nice job. All right, just a nice little forward bend here. Take some deep breaths, a little warm down. Like any workout, I tell people to kind of think, you know, where do I need to improve? Where do I need extra attention today? And what did I do really well at? What looks really good? So always take away something we need to work on, something that you're really good at. And I just appreciate you guys joining me for this functional training session. Subscribe to stay up to date on new workouts. And thank you so much for joining me. We'll see you again soon. And have a great rest of your day.